And Ben Ferguson is laughing, but he's the type of person that's created this debt crisis.
No, you guys never cared about it when you were in charge. You had the House, Senate, and the White House. You guys exploded the national
Donald Trump is responsible.
Please run on
Donald Trump as an individual. Donald Trump as an individual is responsible for 27% of the U.S.
Please like, subscribe, and share. Adam Mockler joined Chris Cuomo's show for a quick debate with Ben Ferguson, one of the more over-the-top voices on the far right. In this video, we're going to break down some key moments from their exchange and go over what stood out. Let's take a look.
Let me start with you. When you look at the state of play back here at home going into the midterms, Ben, my theory is simple. It's about the economy, and the MAGA mandate is up for grabs, meaning who's going to fix America first. How worried are you about that?
I'm not worried about it at this point, and I'll tell you why. I think we're going to get out of what's happening in Iran pretty quick. I think there's this obsession with like war should take 2 days. What we've been able to accomplish in this short amount of time is truly incredible with the military power we've used. And then the president understands more than anybody, he's not going to get anything done if he doesn't get back to the economy, lower gas prices quickly, and go back to what got him elected. He knows that. Democrats have already said, by the way, Conway, who's running for office in New York, said, elect me, and we're going to not only impeach Donald Trump if we win, we're going to impeach the vice president as well. They've already said what they're going to do. So the president knows what's at play here. I think we're going to get back to what matters here in this country. By the way, you can do two things at the same time. I think when you look at the stock market, we got 87% of the gains back that we had in the loss in the first day of this war. So that's already coming back. Gas prices are already going to drop because we see the price of oil coming down. And the secure border is number one with the American people. National security is number two in the polls. We knew that going into this. And I think the president's going to pay off on it.
All right. Adam, thank you for keeping your face basically straight during that entire thing. I give you the rest of the time of the segment. What is your case about the opportunity for Democrats? And I'll give you a hint. I think you've got a major opportunity that was just served up to you.
Yeah. First of all, it's weird to just say that the stock market is up so much when Donald Trump is the one who crashed it down to new lows because of the way that he handled this war. But also, the question that you asked was great because a lot of Democrats will relentlessly rail against Trump without proposing our own affirmative vision. So I think Democrats need to run on the most vicious anti-corruption campaign we've ever seen. I think we should run on closing the tax loopholes that billionaires take advantage of. That would get us an extra $1 trillion per year that we could use to lower the deficit. I mean, right now, something that I'm worried about is the growing debt. We pay $1 trillion per year just on the interest of our debt. And Ben Ferguson is laughing, but he's the type of person that's created this debt crisis.
You guys never cared about it when you were in charge. You had the House, Senate, and the White House. You guys exploded the national
debt. Donald Trump is responsible.
Please run on
Donald Trump as an individual. Donald Trump as an individual is responsible for 27% of the U.S. debt. No other president is even close to that.
So Joe Biden's responsible for how much? Barack Obama is responsible for how much? Like, please run on this.
That's way different than 27%. That's way different than 27%. Trump will be worth
So you don't know the number. Wait, you don't know the numbers? You only know the number that you hate Trump over.
It's 10 to 15%.
That's what you guys are running off.
Well, hold on. Ben, we all know that Trump has been one of the top spenders in history, and the big reason for it is the same reason for Biden. It was the pandemic. And you can argue that through. Let's do this. Do me a favor. If you guys can make time tomorrow, come back. Let's keep talking affordability because I really want to move the show in that direction. We got to get back home physically and politically. Adam, thank you. Ben, thank you. And again, I apologize to both of you. If you can do it tomorrow, it's on me.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the channel. All right. I definitely want to cover that other segment too, but let's start with my first takeaway, and honestly, it's hard to ignore. Ben Ferguson comes off incredibly obnoxious here. Seriously, that's the first thing that jumps out. At the start of the exchange, Adam Mockler sits there, listens, and waits patiently for his turn to speak. But the moment Adam actually begins talking, Ferguson immediately jumps in and starts talking over him. It's not just rude, it completely derails the conversation. What's even worse is that Ferguson was so busy interrupting that he didn't even catch one of Adam's key points, specifically the statistic about the percentage of national debt attributed to Obama and Biden. That's the level of engagement we're dealing with here. Instead of listening and responding, he's just bulldozing his way through the discussion. Now, on the substance of what Adam Mockler was saying, I think he makes a very important point. Democrats can't just rely on running against Donald Trump by calling him corrupt, authoritarian, or worse. Even if those criticisms are valid, that strategy alone isn't enough anymore. At some point, they actually need to present a clear and compelling vision to voters. People want to know what you're going to do for them, not just why the other guy is bad. Adam also touches on something else that I think is critical: accountability. If Democrats were to take back control of Congress, they should be holding hearings constantly, digging into corruption, investigating misconduct, and putting everything on the record. Realistically, we know the system doesn't always deliver full accountability, but at the very least, there should be a sustained effort to expose wrongdoing. And let's be honest, there's a lot that could be investigated. We're talking about actions involving Donald Trump, members of his administration, his inner circle, and beyond. This isn't something that's just going to fade away. These issues are going to be examined for years, maybe even decades, as more details come to light about various schemes, abuses of power, and questionable decisions that weren't fully understood at the time. That being said, Adam Mockler is also right in pointing out a major weakness could be investigated. We're talking about actions involving Donald Trump, members of his administration, his inner circle, and beyond. This isn't something that's just going to fade away. These issues are going to be examined for years, maybe even decades, as more details come to light about various schemes, abuses of power, and questionable decisions that weren't fully understood at the time. That being said, Adam Mockler is also right in pointing out a major weakness. Resonates. Imagine if they came out with bold proposals, expanding healthcare access, strengthening Social Security, making college more affordable, investing in childcare, real policies that directly impact people's lives. That's the kind of message that could energize voters, especially when you contrast that with rhetoric suggesting that the federal government shouldn't focus on those issues at all. If the message coming from the other side is essentially, "We're not here to help you." Also, where do you stand on the bigger picture here? Should the focus be on accountability and investigations, or should the priority be on laying out a strong policy agenda, or both? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to see where people land on this. And if there ends up being a follow-up debate or part 2, I'll definitely cover that as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the breakdown.